coast to coast, it's your hosts, the Lombardi Leap and Mersey FB. This is Beyond the Frozen Tundra.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Lombardi Leap, here with Mersey FB, and we're talking more draft stuff. If you tuned in last episode, we kind of went down and went over our top 5 combine risers here. And today's episode, like I hinted at last episode, we're doing something a little bit different. We are going to go round by round and just talk about corners. That's all we're talking about today.
I'm excited.
The reason is we're talking about corners only is because
we think we're going to draft a lot of them.
Yeah, I hope we draft 2. I think we should draft 2.
Yeah, I concur.
I'd be shocked if we didn't. And I think it's important to note here, too, when it comes to looking at corners, the Packers have some, spoiler alert, things they look for specifically. Minimum height, I believe, is like 5'10". Their arm length is 31 inches, and they have to run at least a 3-4, within the 3-4 range.
You mean
anything... Or 3-4, 4-4 range. Sorry, yeah, 3-4 would be insane.
3-4 would be is like Usain Bolt. Yeah, is there a 3-cone requirement, or do we not really care about that for corner?
There is a bit of a there is an agility requirement. I cannot remember what it is off the top of my head. I believe the 3-cone requirement is. I'll know it once I see Julian Neal's 3-cone. Because he did not run a very good 3-cone.
Okay.
Yeah, it was not impressive.
Hold on.
Everybody said Julian Neal was a Packers fit, and then he ran his 3-cone, and you're like, oh, that is not good at all whatsoever. I want to say it is...
Okay, so for reference, Eric Stokes ran a 4.36 short shuttle and a 6.96 3-cone. Both poor in terms of RAS.
Yeah, so I think they have to run at least a 4.3 within the 4.3s for the shuttle.
Okay.
So that's kind of something to think about here. As we kind of look at weight, guys, I believe when Carrington Valentine was drafted, he was obviously a 7th. They look to 190. 190 is typically we want the cornerback to be 5'10", at least 31-inch arms, 190. They as you get lower in the draft, they obviously break some rules here, specifically when it comes to weight. But overall, earlier rounds, you're looking at 190, running a 4.4, and then with a 4.3, roughly 3-cone, I believe it is, or whatever it is. Or shuttle, 4.3 shuttle. That's what it is. It's gonna be interesting to see because there are some guys. It's not good top end wise. What I mean by that is that a lot of the top end corners, I don't see much of a difference in them, and this probably might be unpopular to some people, than a lot of the day 2 guys that we're gonna look at here today specifically. Because Colton Hood, not gonna be there. Chris Johnson might be there. Probably, I'd say probably won't. I think you'd agree with that. But
yeah,
what's his name? Not Averill Reese. Who's the corner? Oh my goodness, I can't think of his name now.
Igbinoza?
No, his brother's in the NFL. Plays for the Falcons.
Max. Oh wait a minute. Avion Terrell.
Thank you. Yes, Avion Terrell not gonna be there. I've heard he's not gonna fall past the Minnesota Vikings from the sounds of it if he's there.
Perfect Brian Flores corner, Avion Terrell.
Yeah.
If you get Vikings, have fun. That was a good pick. Obviously, Delane and McCoy won't be there either.
No.
Cisse and Abney are probably gone as well.
Abney might because
might still be there.
Abney might be in that range just because of his size being only around 5'10" and 30-inch arms. Some NFL teams might view him as a slot only. It's going to be interesting to see where he falls there. But,
and should I also clarify, for the purpose of this exercise, we are not talking about Pond, Scott, Rivers, or anybody we think is like a true nickel corner.
Oh, yeah. We're not drafting. Sorry, guys. We're not drafting nickels on
Javon Bullard has the job. Might upset you, but it's true.
Well, it's going to upset a lot of people who really like D'Angelo Pons, especially. But
he's 5'9", 182. He can't survive outside in the NFL. But
unless you think he's Antonio Winfield, which again, unicorns are real, but I'm not betting on them. That's
true.
not who I am. So let's get into round 2 first. I went first last episode. I'll let you
Yes.
go first this episode.
Okay.
Who are your 2 guys? Your A and your B.
So we are doing this the same style as last episode. I don't know his guys. He doesn't know my guys. We should have clarified that too. A for me is Dalen Everett.
Could have guessed.
Yeah. And B is Davison Igbinosun.
Okay.
hmm
Obviously, I do like Igbenogsu.
We've talked about both these guys before on the podcast, so I think Dalen's better as a better scheme fit for what we were looking for. Projects better in more of a zone style defense. His one weakness is people manipulating his blind spot on man-to-man routes down the field, so he doesn't really have to do that. And then he can get his eyes back at the quarterback and process at a high level. So
I mean, he's an SEC corner, so he's your he's your prototypical SEC corner.
Yeah.
100%.
Also, like willing run defender, which is nice. Same goes for Igbinosun. I think Igbinosun is better in man coverage than Everett, but didn't test as well as I was looking for. So
yeah, that's kind of why I didn't pick him. Surprisingly, because like I assumed he was the pick up until recently, up until really the combine, and my A is actually Malik Muhammad.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. I said this even before, and you and I have talked about this both on and off the pod here. I do really like Malik Muhammad. I think that he is a very underrated cornerback prospect.
Okay.
I don't agree with the like 3rd or 4th round grades that a lot of these sites are giving him. If we got him in the 3rd, I believe it'd be a steal. Because I firmly believe he's borderline, especially in this. I could make the argument that in this draft that Malik Muhammad is a 1st round prospect. And in this draft specifically in the cornerback room, because you know how I feel about the Tennessee corners a little bit. I don't trust them necessarily, because when you have 2 corners coming from the same school, I'm a little leery of it, to say the least. I do think one of them is not going to be as good as people assume. I think that Malik Muhammad has a lot of the raw potential, and part of the reason why he's down as far as he is because I don't think Texas knows how to coach players. I don't.
That's funny.
I genuinely.
But he wants Steve Sarkisian's job.
I don't. I mean, he runs a 4.38. He has
he was quick.
Freakishly long arms. He's 6 foot. I mean, his biggest knock physically was his weight, and like the dude's 20 years old. 20. He turns 21 when? In
I think September?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think so. Like he's young.
21. His birthday is September 14th, 2004.
So yeah, he's 21 right now. So he's 20. He doesn't turn 22 for a while. Like he's only 1.8 and he's in the 180s. Like he'll be fine. You get him in an NFL weight room, I guarantee you he's going to be up to 190 before you know it. 193, and he'll still probably be running a 4.3. Like he has the speed, he has the explosiveness, and one of the things that I look for that I think really does determine whether or not a corner is going to be successful in the NFL is his fluid hips. And I know he's lean, but man, he plays bigger than his weight is. He fights, and I think the only reason, again, people knock.
That's one of the things I like about him is his mentality. He's a very aggressive corner.
He's aggressive. I think you need that, especially considering the fact that he's played over like 1,500 snaps.
All at the boundary as well, which is something that's nice.
Yeah, all at the boundary. So that's why I went with Malik Muhammad as my A, and I did go with Dalen Everett as my B.
Okay. I was going to say, was your B Will Lee?
No, Will Lee is not on my list and will never be on my list. I am firmly anti-Will Lee. Will Lee would disappoint me. I have like several corners I would take over him.
Okay.
Like I would. And speaking of several corners I would take over him, round 3, my A is actually Thaddeus Dixon out of UNC.
Wow, okay. Did not make my list.
Yeah. And like I watched a little bit more of him. I do like the way he moves. He did play for I believe he came out of Washington the year before. I recall correctly. Yeah, he played for Washington. He's had kind of an interesting college career. Like he played for Long Beach City College, then he went to Washington and ended up at North Carolina. So he's had to very much grind his way back up to get to where he's at. So I respect that. I do like the way he moves. I think that at the very least, you're going into the 3rd year. I think he has the potential to start. I like his weight, his size. He's 6'1", around 186. Still ran a 4.4, 8.30 RAS. He kind of reminds me of like a higher upside Rocky Sin. I don't know if you kind of remember
Oh
him.
wow, that's a pull. Yeah, I remember Rocky Sin. I think he still plays in the league.
He actually did. He plays for the Detroit Lions.
Oh yeah, that's why I
Actually.
remember.
He was drafted in the second round, actually, by the Colts back in 2019.
That's also why I remember him. I
Yeah.
remember him as a Colt more than a Lion.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So, and he actually, I mean, he had a solid season with Detroit due to their injuries, which their secondary is cursed, but I digress here. And then my B is Devin Marshall, cornerback out of South Carolina. What's their names? The Wolfpack, South Carolina Wolfpack.
Yeah.
Sorry, North Carolina. North Carolina, South Carolina, they should become one big state. North Carolina Wolfpack. He's interesting. I was kind of surprised he didn't get invited to the combine because I mean he put up 34 solo tackles, one forced fumble, 2 interceptions, and 15 passes defended. He was solid. Like he was very, very good in his time at NC State there. And I like I said, I like his weight, but it's a smaller program. He has the length, he has the toughness. At the very least, like you're in the third quarter here, he has special teams pedigree, which the Packers do like, and I think he can develop into a starting corner. This is assuming that Keyshawn Nixon's back, assuming that obviously Nate Hobbs is back. So that's the tandem they want to go with here, if that's what they want to do. I think that Devin Marshall has the potential to, after a little bit of a refinement, can step in and start then too.
Okay. So Marshall and
Dixon. Yeah.
Okay. Marshall made my board and Dixon did not.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
So in the third round, I have different targets here. My optimal third round target, as highlighted earlier by you, Malik Muhammad. So I think we can get him in the third. You want to take him in the second. We went over him as a player, so won't waste any of your time.
I would be ecstatic. If we got him in the third, I'd be ecstatic.
Me too.
I'd be a steal.
But like we were hoping we would get Azariah Thomas last year in the third, and then we got our hearts broken, so we don't really want that to happen again.
I know, right? Thanks for bringing up that terrible memory.
The other player that I like in the third round is Devin Moore from Florida.
I do like Devin Moore.
I think he's hurt. Like he's been hurt a lot, so the medical red flags. But
that's the issue. He's only played over 500 snaps.
Yeah, like total over all 4 years.
Yes, at corner.
That's way worse than that.
Yeah, I think it was like 5. I think it came with like 528.
Okay, wait.
Just coverage.
No, hold on. So last year he had 500, or in 2025 he had 556 snaps. 268 of those were in coverage. 2024 he had 278. In 2023 he had 194.
Yeah, so it's over. So it was over, just barely over 500 coverage snaps.
Yeah. So, but important to note, 81.5 coverage grade, 72.7 man coverage grade, 72.9 zone coverage grade. He has a high run defense grade as well. I thought he stood out in a couple games that he would have, in the games he would have played against Georgia there at Florida, because I watched those, obviously. He's big and he's fast.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
So personally, I'm a little biased towards these type of corners. Like, I'll let them hurt me. Like, I would have drafted Caleb Farley really high in 2021. So
wasn't Caleb Farley a first-round pick?
He was a first-round pick, but I would have drafted him like where Pat Surtain went. He went in like the 20s.
Goodness.
Yeah. So
you would have lost your GM job.
I would have lost my GM job. So this is just saying where I'm vulnerable as a player, or not as a player, as a GM.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, the only reason I didn't pick him in the third,
it's the injuries, right? It's the injuries and the lack of playing. But 10% missed tackle rate in 2025. The Florida defense kind of sucked. And he had a 10% missed tackle rate. He was kind of...
It did. It was bad.
Also, he's a good press man corner, which is what I would like our defensive scheme to be. So that pushes him up my board for me. Intercepted Arch Manning, good ball skills. He won't just have a ball hit his hands and then have it fall onto the floor. He'll actually catch it, unlike our corners.
True. Like I 100%. I see the vision. Like I really do see the vision.
It's just staying healthy.
It's just I just like if there was if there wasn't so many injury red flags, I'd be like, oh yeah, third or even second, like 100%, third or even second. I believe that the injury red flags just get me. It's what's unfortunate. Who are your round 4 guys?
So my first round 4 guy is Julian Neal.
Okay. A lot of people said he was a Packer type until
Then
his
he had
agility
tested
testing.
horribly agility wise, which is
Yeah.
like, yeah. So in 2024, he allowed a passer rating of 55.2. That was at the D2 level, I believe.
Okay.
Or no, wait, it was either at D2 level or a smaller school than Arkansas. And then in 2025, he transfers into the SEC, plays 12 games, 771 defensive snaps, gets two interceptions, scores 3 times as a corner, pretty good, and allows a passer rating of 82.5. So every year, he's kind of improved his play at different levels of football, which is good. A primarily outside corner. He's a bigger dude as well. I believe he's 6'1". He's 6'2", 200. So as a senior.
Oh, yeah, he's a big dude. Yeah,
Mhm.
he's definitely a bigger corner. I had like I was talking with somebody else about him a little bit, and like I kind of comp him to Rasul Douglas.
Yeah. That
Like
I
that,
believe that is the comp because like 92nd percentile vertical jump, 98th percentile broad jump, 17th percentile 3-cone,
yeah.
52nd percentile 40-yard. So like the agilities aren't there, but like the top end speed I believe is. And if you
I
think of some comps for him, it's like Martin Emerson, Juju Brents.
I think he wins a lot more on intelligence than he does necessarily
True.
his agility and speed. Like that's kind of and that was like Rasul Douglas. That's what took Rasul Douglas a couple years to kind of get antiquated as he
hmm
developed the feel for the game more. That's what made him so good was his
Again,
intelligence there.
yeah, good zone defender, willing run tackler. You can use him wherever you want because he kind of has like a safety-ish body type. But
Oh yeah.
so
And then Julian, who was your other one?
Takario Davis,
Bill Tacario. A lot
yeah.
of people liked him. He had a good combine.
hmm I thought he had a bounce back year this year. In 2024 was definitely a down year. I don't know if he was playing hurt or something shook his confidence. Probably
Arizona
more of
too.
his. Pardon me.
Arizona, you know.
Yeah, only played 7 games in 2025. I
Really? I
believe he
missed
had an
that.
injury. I can't remember what it was. But 2 interceptions, allowed a passer rating of 50.6. And if you're looking at him, you're kind of looking at like the bounce back year, but also what he was during his sophomore season at Arizona. And hoping he can get back to that because I believe he can.
Okay.
Again, also he's 6'4", huge corner, and with how like tall receivers are in the league now.
Yeah. Having a bigger corner too might be necessary. Just kind of you have these massive X wide receivers. I mean, you saw what people when they're sticking like 5, 10 guys on Christian Watson, doesn't exactly
Yeah,
work out for them.
doesn't really go well. He ran a quick 40. He ran a 4.41 at his size, which is pretty impressive. The reason he transferred to Washington was he followed his former Arizona head coach, Jed Fish. So can't really blame him there. People do that now. But he really can shut down passing windows through his frame. He's 194 too, so he's not like super light, and he can really stick with you in man coverage due to the frame and how well he uses his stride lengths.
Okay. That's not
I
bad
would
at all.
like zone coverage is a little bit like a little iffy just because I think his transition could be better. He gets upright too quickly, right? Like from his back pedal, it's almost like he's standing really quickly, and then
Well,
if a
yeah,
twitchy
some of that too
receiver
is
gets
just being
under him,
6'4".
true.
Like taller guy, it's hard.
Mhm.
When you're taller, like you're taller and you weigh around almost 200 pounds, like it's just it takes a lot more effort to get up to get up quicker. So they tend not to dip down as deep.
Yeah, and like he gets a little handsy sometimes, which was kind of like Igmanosen's knock, but
hmm Well, yeah, I didn't. I went a little smaller guys. Because like you get into the fourth, the Packers are gonna break some rules here, and Toledo actually seems to be the new DB University because there was Quinion Mitchell a couple of years ago. Now, who obviously we would have loved to have, but the Eagles got him. And then this year, they actually have 2 guys that a lot of people are talking about. It's the guy I went with first as my A is Andre Fuller. He's 6'1", 200 pounds. Again, arms are a little shorter, only 30-inch, almost barely just shy of 31 there. But I mean, ran a 4.4 still. 10-yard split was 1.5, 35-inch. Like I could see the Packers maybe going with somebody like this just because he is stockier. He it's really a traits based depth corner here. He's got some raw footwork. I've seen a lot of people take him in the 4th round just kind of based on his physical profile alone and his potential. And as you kind of get into the 4th round here, there is the the potential is kind of what you're banking on, especially. He was my A there just because I do like what's coming out of Toledo. I think they know how to really develop their corners. The second guy I looked at was Colin Wright out of Stanford. Heard a
Oh,
lot
Colin
of
Wright? Yeah.
Colin
I
Wright,
heard
yeah.
Colin Wright. I was like,
Colin
who
Wright,
is
yeah,
that?
sorry. Colin Wright out of Stanford. I mean, he was a 3-year starter.
You think after 50 episodes we'd get better at names,
I
but
won't. Like, I mean, like I said, he's a 3-year starter, and he's a team captain in 2025. Played both inside and outside. He's very, very good at reading routes. Like, I really, really like his intelligence, and I think that was one thing that was missing from our secondary, especially, and Jeff Hafley even hinted at that too, was the lack of communication, and that is what led to lapses in coverage. And
True.
I agree with that. And this one thing that Wright is good at, it is his ability to read routes and to communicate what's going on. Like I said,
Wow, NFL Draft Buzz hates this guy. Sorry.
Not surprising me. I don't think they really update their stuff all at all.
No, I don't really think so either.
Like
It just kind of helps visualize percentiles in front of me when I'm talking about a dude, so I kind of use it as a resource, but not the be all end all.
His hips are okay. Like I would say his hips are just above average when it comes to transitioning on the route breaks. Not necessarily the fastest guy, but again, intelligence is there. Obviously, like he's going to Stanford, so you got to be smart. I mean, it's kind of like talking about a Duke guy as well. Like the intelligence is there. So that's kind of why I look at Colin Wright, just because of the fact that he does have that inside outside versatility. He is really good in zone. He has the intelligence there. Again, stockier guy, 5'11", 190. Just a smaller program. That's about it. But now obviously as we kind of get into the deeper recesses of the draft, you'll kind of see the Packers potentially break rules here. And the guy I went with next is a name I've talked about him before. Plays for Nebraska.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought it was I had a different guess until you said Nebraska, and then I was like, oh, okay.
Don't worry. I'm getting to him next.
Oh, great. He made my list too.
He's there for me. But Sierra Wright, fun fact, actually, Sierra Wright played LeBron James' son in the new Space Jam movie.
Did he actually? This sounds
yes, I'm dead. I'm not lying. I'm dead serious. I'm serious. Yes. Yeah. Sierra Wright, if you go to his Wikipedia page.
Space Jam right now.
Yeah, if you Google his Wikipedia page, it says Sierra J. Wright is an American college football cornerback from the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Oh my God, he has an IMDb page.
Yep. He played for USC Trojans. Writer is also an actor most known for his role in Space Jam: A New Legacy.
He was in Grownish for 15 episodes. American Skin as well. Holy crap. Yeah. 2 broke girls?
Yeah. I was like, no way. And he's
good for him. And he's going to go to the NFL.
Yeah, NFL cornerback. Nice. He obviously had I've talked about him in other episodes. He had a really good Shrine Bowl, so good that he got invited to the Senior Bowl here. He ran I believe he ran a 4.35 as well. He's around 6 foot 190. So he has the height and weight. There is some development there that you'd like to see. Again, we talk about NFL Draft Buzz. NFL Draft Buzz comps him to Stephen Gilmore out of Marshall, which is kind of crazy.
Different Stephon Gilmore than
not Stephon Gilmore, but Stephen Gilmore. It'll throw you off there.
Yep.
A little bit, but I do like Sierra Wright. I think he'd be a great late round pickup, especially sitting there in the 5th round. And then you already know who I'm gonna say next in the 5th round. He showed up at the combine. I won't beat a dead horse here with him. Toriano Pride Jr. ran a really good 40. He's 5'10", just over 180. Has a 31-inch wingspan still. I love his quick feet. I love the fact that he's competitive. At the very least, again, you're sitting there round 5. Bo Melton's, I don't know if Bo Melton was an RFA or I can't remember if Bo Melton's an RFA or not.
They did not tender him.
So they did not tender him, which means I don't know if he was an ER. He must not have been an ERFA then. But I think Toriano Pride Jr. is easily a gunner replacement given his speed, his willingness to tackle, his ability to be competitive. And I think he can come in, be a special teams gunner right away, as well as provide valuable depth because he can play inside or outside too as well to that cornerback room with the upside to, I think, become a starter one day because of just how scrappy he is.
Yeah, I mean, he showed up with something to prove at the combine, and boy, did he prove it. He's reduced it, or he's knocked down his passer rating allowed each season. Went from 105.6 in his sophomore season to an 82.5, down to a 53 this past year. Always had a knack for the ball. I will say, I think he allows people to get on top of him a little too easily.
There's definitely some work there that needs to be done technically.
You would like him to force incompletions a little more. He only had 4, so.
Yeah. Who are your 2 round 5 guys?
So in round 5, I have Devin Marshall, who we already talked about. I'm sensing a thing that you like some of these guys a lot higher, like a round higher than where I have them.
That's why I like doing this.
Yeah. My other guy is Hezekiah Masses, cornerback Cal. So
I almost had him. I almost put him on there. Yeah, he was like he was close to Sierra.
Okay. So here's the interesting thing about Hezekiah Masses. 90.0 zone coverage grade, 58.4 man coverage grade.
Yeah, he's definitely a zone corner.
He is a zone corner. What does Gannon like to do?
Likes to run zone.
Yep. So he's also a good run defender as well. Like he's an average run defender at the corner position. I think in round 5 we can do a lot worse. 5 interceptions this past year. He's got a knack for the ball. It's again just like a little bit of a long speed concern in my head at least. And then you're in a 4.46, so like it's not that bad. But
not
again,
bad.
at 6'1", 179, you'd like him to be a little heavier.
Yes. Yeah. I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're getting towards the bottom of the barrel here. Round 6.
Right. So
Who are your round 6 guys?
we'll leave the controversial one till the last. My first guy is a dude I thought did really well at the combine, and someone who I was always intrigued by late down the board. Charles Demings Jr., cornerback, Stephen F. Austin.
I knew that was who you're gonna say.
Oh, really?
Did. Oh yeah. I knew. I was like round 6. He's gonna say Charles Deming. I'm thinking it in my head, and there he is.
Mm-hmm. Definitely more of a man corner. He is a senior. So again, 4 interceptions this year. Ran fast at the combine, which is good. Definitely raised his stock. Ran a 4.41. I thought he was very fluid through the coverage or through the drills they had him do at the combine. You definitely kind of 98th percentile vertical jump, 96th percentile broad jump. Very good corner.
There's some stuff to like there.
Not
bad at all.
Yeah. The issue with him, I think, is kind of the zone coverage that's lacking. So I don't think he would be the best fit in Gannon's system. But if you'd like to run more man coverage, this is who you would get. Really technically sound in press. Gets the first punch pretty often and doesn't let people get on top of him and can run stride for stride with them.
Interesting.
Who did you have in the 6th?
Oh, what? Don't you have 2 guys in the 6th?
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, sorry. Got ahead of myself. I put the cart in front of the horse. My second guy, you know him, you love him. It's Damani Jackson.
Spoiler alert: he was my number 2 guy as well in the 6th.
In the 6th,
he was my B.
Oh,
yes,
twins.
He was my B. He was my B in the
he was
6th. And I get it too. Like I really do. Like he disappointed me this year. I thought he was going to be better.
He's very hard to quit. He's so hard to quit.
He is because there's so much untapped potential.
Transferred to Bama from USC. He was a former 5-star. You just wonder why he never put it all together.
I don't know.
I find myself being like, why are you not more of, or like, why are you not better than this?
Like, because he clearly has the athleticism.
Unfortunately.
He's really that old?
Yeah, he's 23.
Oh my goodness. I thought he was younger than that. That's crazy. Yeah, round 6. Yeah. That's yeah. I wouldn't take him higher than round 6. That's for sure.
Dude, it's just like that athleticism is so hard to quit.
It
like
is.
his recovery speed is so good. He's got the like ideal cornerback body. He's 6'1". What are you weighing at? 6'1", 196.
Yeah.
Like
he still ran a 4.39.
Yeah, he ran a 4.39.
Like that's insane at 6'1", 196.
He
like,
didn't jump, unfortunately. So he didn't do a broad or vertical.
But you see it there. Like you really do.
He's very boomer bust. But like I think you got to get better at the recognition part of the cornerback position.
Mhm.
And like he had a bad knee injury in his high school, so there was
Yeah.
that as well.
Yeah, I just don't know if it's an effort thing, if it was an effort this year or what. Because like, you saw what he was like. I thought he was better last year at a lot of things, and then this year, it just I thought at some points he quit. But yeah, he was my B.
Hmm.
He was my B because again, like you said, round 6, I'm taking a flyer. Like, I'm taking a flyer on the athleticism at the very least. My A was he gets a first round grade for his name. That's for sure. Latrell McCutcheon Sr., Houston
Okay.
Cougars. He transferred
Okay.
in. He transferred in from Oklahoma, and here's kind of why. He tested at the combine. He did everything. He did everything except for
Yeah.
the bench press. That's the only thing he
Mm.
didn't do. 9.7 RAS score. Ran a 4.43 40-yard dash. He 6'2", 191, 31 and a quarter inch arm length. So he passes that. He fit the shuttle 4.18. So that's right there. Is 3 cone of 7.0. Really good broad jump, and then a vertical of 38.5. So there's a lot to like there for a guy his size. He really is the kind of guy that he made improvements across the board going in 2025. Like, he jumped up. And so you could say maybe that's the competition going from Oklahoma to Houston. I don't think so. Just kind of again watching a little bit of his Oklahoma to Houston tape. It seems like stuff just started to click, and I think going into the next level here too, it may take some time. But again, you're looking at round 6 here. One of the things the Packers do like is they like to see if they have special teams talent. And guess what? He has talent as a
He
kickoff
can be
coverage and gunner.
hmm I was gonna say he could be a good gunner. What did he run again? 4.49?
4.43.
4.43. Oh, okay.
4.43 40. Yeah. For a guy who's 6'2", 191, that's a solid time. That's a solid time right there.
Yeah.
Downside is again, you're round 6 here. I will say the one downside is that he did not intercept a single pass in 4 seasons.
Yeah, you got to get your
So,
hands on one eventually.
like, that's kind of a thing where I'm like, I get why people would be like, okay, it's not really there. And I forgot to mention too, he did have a stop at USC in 2022, but like I said, I didn't really get too much of that tape. But it was more, I did watch more Oklahoma stuff, but he's been at Houston since 2023. I think that you're this far down, like, take a shot on a guy. Just take a shot on him.
Yeah, just go for a
Why
player you
not?
think you can do well.
And speaking of guys who will take a shot on, round 7, let's get into these guys a little quick here. I've talked about
Oh, hold
Ricardo
on.
Hallman. Oh,
Oh, okay. I want to guess your last one.
okay.
Okay.
I doubt you probably won't be able to guess it. Like, my
Mhm.
A is Ricardo Hallman. I like Ricardo Hallman. I've talked about him before. I think he has strong instincts. He's just athletically limited here a bit, to
The
say the
Toledo
least.
guy you mentioned earlier was Avery Smith, right?
It was Andre Fuller.
Okay. Never mind.
Andre Fuller. Avery Smith, though. I looked at him. He's not my 4.
Okay. I'm going to guess Josh Moten.
No.
Damn.
No. Yeah. I did not go with Josh Moten. I
Amari Hardwick?
actually so I went with the other UNC corner. I have both UNC corners.
Who's the other one? Marcus Allen. Okay.
I did go with Marcus Allen, and I went with Marcus Allen simply because I'm kind of cheating here. Like,
Mhm.
I think at the very least, if he doesn't work out at corner, he could be a really good safety. Like, he ran a 4.53,
Yeah.
but he's 6'2", 210. Like, he still had a 720 RAS score. I like the way he goes downhill. I think he has a very good physical downhill presence, and like I said, at the very least, I think he'd be a really, really good box safety, even though we already have Kit Oladapo, who is kind of a similar build to him. I think that Mark sounds a little bit has a little bit better twitch than like Oladapo, which is why he could, in essence, stick at corner too as well.
Okay.
But yeah, that's just kind of why I went with Marcus Allen over those other guys. I considered the other Toledo corner, but I just liked Marcus Allen's build a little bit better. And when it comes to his ability to again hit stick in the run game.
So for my 7th round corners, I had Toriano Pride. We talked
Makes
about
sense.
him ad nauseum earlier.
He was my round 5 for me.
Yeah. And my last guy, TJ Hall.
You still went with TJ Hall. Really?
Yeah.
I have to know why, because that 40 was abysmal.
Yeah, he's slow. I went with him. It's hard to quit a corner who's 6'1", 190.
Yeah, That's fair. And it could have been just a bad day.
Could have just been a bad day. I'm interested to see how his pro day goes. The zone coverage is really good, man.
Yeah.
Like, the zone coverage is good. His man coverage is average, but the zone coverage and run defense is what you want in a corner. He's a willing tackler, good frame, just allowed just under half of the targets he was targeted 62 times. He allowed 29 of those to be completions. It's not bad. Passer rating of 71.8, but
he's obviously doing something right.
He's obviously doing something right. Like, it's not like they're just like picking on him every time and getting like a 13-yard completion. Like, it could be way worse. So, but like, definitely a boundary corner only. The fluidity side to side wouldn't be good enough to handle it like a slot assignment. You would like him to actually like catch more balls than knock down, because he's been batting down a lot, but he needs to knock or like actually intercept them.
Kind of sounds like Carrington Valentine, but a better
tackler. A little bit, but he's a way better tackler for sure. And it's just like through the 40 time, it's the top end speed.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how his pro day goes. Like, to see if he can't kind of like fix that up. I don't know if he's like nagging injury, because I did think he was gonna test. I thought he would have a better 40 than that. That was slow. I was surprised in that. It sounded like a lot of other people were surprised by it too as well. But man, those are our corners. Like, there's obviously a lot of solid guys here. Especially you kind of. I don't think that there's much of a difference between the run 1 and 2 guys. I really don't think there's that much of a difference there. And like, obviously round 2 and 3, there's a little bit more of a gap, which is why I'm tempted. It's so tough, man. Cause like Quay Walker's gone. If we can get like, if Dalen Everett's there or Malik Muhammad's there in the second, like, I'm not going to fault the Packers for taking them. But if Malik Muhammad's definitely there in the third, I would love it to death after getting hopefully a linebacker who can actually play the bike.
It seems like all 32 teams want Jacob Rodriguez. So
all 32 teams do want Jacob Rodriguez. But next episode, before we talk about linebackers, dude, you know what we have to talk about, right?
Tackles?
We have to talk about defensive tackles. Because if it's the other thing that we need is defensive tackles. And I think this is going to be really interesting to see where you have certain defensive tackles ranked and what round, and where I have certain defensive tackles ranked and what round. Because like, and this like right here, I had Malik Muhammad in the second, you had him in the third. I had Toriano Pride Jr. in the fifth, and you picked him up in the seventh, kind of a thing. So that's why I love doing stuff like this. You know, I get to see where your mind's at, to see where my mind's at, and everybody gets to see where both of our minds are at. But that is all, folks. Next time, defensive tackles, we're hitting back at the trenches, and then I think we'll have to do another mock draft here coming up. Kind of.
We gotta talk about like special teams hire eventually. Buddy over here hates special teams.
Dude, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, because it didn't move the needle one way or another for us. It was just kind of That's why we haven't wanted to talk about it.
I know he drinks a lot of coffee, and after he drinks like 8 cups of coffee, he has like 3 Pepsis. So do with that information as you would.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to talk about the special teams coach. I honestly completely forgot about that. I'm still scarred by Rich Bisaccia. But next episode, though, we will definitely talk. We'll talk about him. We'll say when we do our mock draft.
Okay.
We can do like a 2-parter thing. But we'll talk about defensive tackles, get into another mock draft, and hopefully then, too, we'll get to talk about some top 30 visits, because those are going to start ramping up here for the Packers especially, too. That is all, folks. See you next time.
To Packers fans coast to coast, thanks for going beyond the frozen tundra. We appreciate you tuning in. And as always, go Pack Go!